Here's an example of what people actually mean when they say healing is not linear. If you don't know and you're new here, I struggled with disordered eating for the majority of my life. I went to treatment for it all before I became a therapist. I live and breathe something we call ongoing recovery every day, and I work with clients on the same thing. Something I tell my clients a lot is the idea that you cannot control your thoughts, but you can control your actions and kind of what you do about them. If a thought comes up, we don't always have to say that that's a representation of where we're at. We can just try to mindfully let it go. An example of this was I was on the plane the other day and I was eating a whole bag of chips, which is something that I do quite often, especially if I don't have access to other food for 6 hours at a time. For some reason, a thought popped into my head of, how many calories am I going to consume today if I eat this whole bag of chips? Unpopular thought for me, not a thought that pops up very often. And I was kind of surprised by this thought. Old me, who was a little bit less experienced in ongoing recovery, might have thought, oh my God, I'm back in my disordered thoughts. I am a failure. I can't believe that I'm back here. I'm all the way back here. I've not made any progress. But the slightly more seasoned version of myself knew that, okay, this is no big deal. This is not a setback. It is not a representation of where I'm at. It's just a moment and just a thought. So with my clients, sometimes I talk through some go-to thoughts for those moments to try to snap ourselves back. Like, wait a minute, we don't do this anymore. This is just a thought and it will pass. Those types of mantras can be really helpful in those moments. I really like we don't do this anymore because I feel like it's a kind of big sister kind of moment of like, hey girl, we don't do this anymore. We used to do that and that didn't work out very well for us. So maybe we just don't do that anymore. The more we practice that, honestly, the easier it becomes to let go of that shame for having thoughts that are maybe outside of our recovery persona that we really want to strive to be. And the more we normalize and accept that this could maybe be a journey that doesn't end very quickly and that we may have to work on it in the long term, the easier it becomes for us to actually work on it in the long term, if that makes sense. I always say that the guilt and the shame that we feel and the internal negative self-talk can be more poisonous than some of the actions that we put ourselves through sometimes. If we start with not shaming ourselves, and we really try to work on being accepting and just saying this is a thought and it's going to pass like a cloud or like a wave, I really find that to be the most helpful thing for ongoing recovery. So that's what I mean by things are not linear, healing is not linear, and that's an example from my own life. I would love to hear how you implement this in your life. I'm so proud of all of you if you're on the same path. Bye guys.